Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into something I think can uh, genuinely change the game for pretty much anyone in the professional world.
Yeah.
And that's the sheer power of, well, precise language. We're cracking open this business English workbook for professionals.
Yeah.
Our mission, to pull out those key phrases, those insights that'll help you communicate clearly, confidently,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's just a daily email or maybe a really high-stakes negotiation.
Yeah, it's amazing how often we just kind of overlook the impact our words have, isn't it? And this isn't just about sounding like super polished or formal. It's really about making sure you're clear, avoiding those misunderstandings that can cost you, and, ultimately building better, stronger working relationships. What's really fascinating, I think, is how specific word choices, just small tweaks, can actually shift outcomes pretty dramatically.
That's such a crucial distinction. You're right, we often focus so much on what we're saying, but this guide really hammers home that how we say it matters, maybe even more sometimes. So it starts with the basics, like getting that clarity right in emails. Forget the super casual, hey, got the report.
Oh.
This guide suggests much better phrases like, I'm happy to inform you that, if it's good news, or, the classic, please find the attached report. Sounds simple, but effective.
Exactly. And those small shifts, they do more than just sound professional. They actually build trust and sort of a willingness from the other person to engage properly. Think about it. A clear, polite request. It usually gets a faster, more thoughtful response because the person feels, well, respected, not just ordered around. It's all about setting a respectful tone right from the first word.
Right. Setting that tone.
Yeah.
And mastering the written part,
Yeah.
that really lays a strong foundation. But then what happens when you're actually in the room? Face to face, navigating a live discussion. The workbook moves into that brilliantly, showing how those same ideas, clarity, respect, apply in meetings. It just strikes me how often we kind of assume everyone's tracking along.
Yeah.
How does this guide help us make sure everyone's aligned?
Well, that's where using really active and precise language comes in. It's
Yeah.
key. For instance, knowing how to say something like, I'm afraid I have to disagree, instead of just a blunt, that's wrong. Huge difference. The first one invites a discussion, right? The second just shuts it down. And for getting clarity, instead of just nodding, you learn to actually ask confidently, could you elaborate on that? Or even, okay, when you say soon, what timeline are we actually talking about here?
Yeah, that's basically proactive risk management, isn't it? Stopping problems before they start. Because unclear timelines, vague ideas, they can totally derail projects.
Yeah.
These phrases are like your first line of defense against bad assumptions. And I guess that kind of clarity becomes even more vital in negotiations, which the workbook also gets into.
Oh, indeed. In any negotiation, every single word carries weight. Big time. The workbook gives you tools like phrases such as, our initial proposal is, which, clearly sets the stage right away, manages expectations. And if an offer comes back that's not quite right, you learn to respond gracefully. Something like, that's a bit higher than we were expecting.
Right.
See, that phrase, it subtly shifts things. You're inviting them to explain or justify, opening a door for adjustment without being confrontational. It's all about keeping your leverage, but also preserving that goodwill. It's a balancing act.
That ability to keep the dialogue professional, even when you don't agree, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
And that professional rapport, the kind you build with precise language in a meeting or a negotiation,
Yeah.
that must naturally spill over into networking too, right?
Absolutely. Totally. The workbook has some great simple advice for just making those first impressions count. Instead of fumbling around, you can just confidently say, hi, I'm your name. It's a real pleasure to meet you. Sounds basic, maybe, but it projects confidence, approachability, sets the stage for a good connection right there.
So it really seems like whether you're writing an email, leading a meeting, trying to close a deal, or just meeting someone new, this Business English Workbook makes it clear every word really, really counts.
And that really is the bigger picture here, isn't it? Mastering even just a few of these key phrases gives you so much more power in every professional chat you have. It immediately makes you think, okay, how might consciously trying to weave in, say, just one new phrase from each of these areas, emails, meetings, negotiating, networking, into your daily routine, how might that change not just how other people see you, but also your own confidence, your own effectiveness in actually reaching your goals? Something to consider.